Hi. Hello, lights, camera, magic, mic drop. Hello, this is episode 4. I'm Yeye, the Mystic Diva, psychic, mentor, priestess, medium.
And I'm Em, and I'm just on my spiritual journey, learning about the little stuff. And yeah, welcome to episode 4 of our podcast. Very exciting. Welcome to November. And as we've done so far, we're going to start with an astro forecast of the week that, you guys are hearing this.
And we're going to start off with that, knowing that the planet of Uranus, because I don't want to say it another way, is entering Taurus, which is, it's from retrograde, meaning it stops on its axis. So what that means is we'll have forward motion with Uranus going into Taurus. What does that mean for us?
Yeah, what do we usually look to Uranus for?
Surprise and money. Because the planet of change is surprising us with Taurus energy. So that could mean money, that could mean the lottery. No. But it can mean a lot of things, right? So it also means that we just want to recap on a lot of things that have happened in the last 6 months and revisit what we want to manifest. So you woo-woo folks, this is a really good time to manifest.
And don't blame us if you go buy a lottery ticket. That is all you.
That's all you.
Not us.
Because this is entertainment purposes. Venus square Pluto. So this looks like love, money, values is challenging the planet of transformation. So it's also a really good time for folks that want to revisit what their sensuality or their values in love look like. It also might mean some relationship issues.
Oh no.
So don't make up to break up or break up to make up.
Right.
Just a little tip, along with going to the gas station.
Just give it a minute and see, if it
Yeah.
works out or not.
Yeah, give it a minute. Or not. Listen to your body. God is compass. But it could mean, because Pluto traditionally could be a breakup planet. Like, remember when I told you about your chart?
Yeah.
So if you have Pluto, and we'll go into this later, and the aspect of the 7th house, partnership house, what that can look like is potential divorce. We see deep stuff in astrology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't it say, too, when you were doing your research that Pluto's connected to Aquarius?
Pluto is in Aquarius right now.
There we go.
Yes. So it's sitting on your sun sign for 20 years.
Thanks.
God bless her. So
I'm getting married.
no, but that's good because that's like transformation.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. And we have to do your chart. So Mercury is going to go, yes, retrograde, stop on its axis. We think it goes backwards, but that has the effect for us as thinking backwards.
Yeah, and that's a big online, red flag alarm blaring is
Yeah.
Mercury going into retrograde.
Yes.
'Cause
But did
that's-
you know you can move home on Mercury retrograde?
No.
So traditionally, you don't want to sign contracts, communication, travel gets funky, your phone might blur or your computer might blur.
Yeah.
But it's also, there's positive aspects too, because you go within, but it's people can, they say don't move or sign a contract
Yeah.
at that time. People can return home. Maybe that's to themselves, a new house, a new apartment. So that's kind of a thing that people don't know about with Mercury retrograde sometimes.
Yeah, because I think a lot of it that I see is being don't do anything drastic, don't change. And then it's at the same
Stay
time,
consistent.
you
Yes.
know.
Yeah. Because communication gets blurry, so we don't know.
Mhm.
So watch folks, walk the walk, and not necessarily talk the talk. Is my
Yeah.
tip for that.
And we'll have plenty of content talking about Mercury retrograde on all the platforms, I'm
On
sure.
all the things.
Because that's a hot ticket item to everybody.
And then we have Mars opposing or kind of poking at Uranus, right? So this looks like the planet of aggression, assertion, our drive is opposite the planet of Uranus. So I want everybody to watch their defensive driving, watch for stuff on your toe and stuff like that, and just don't go to the gas station at 2 a.m. No, that's a theme, y'all. You guys will catch that one. But yeah, so that's kind of the vibe for the week. It's might be a little rocky, so watch your relationships, watch communication, and stay stable.
And yeah, going back to retrograde, how long is it usually when Mercury goes into retrograde? How long does that usually last?
It's a long boom in 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks, yeah.
So by the beginning of the new year, we'll sort of be coming around to it, getting out.
Yeah.
So just in time.
Celebrate good times, y'all.
Yeah. And
This is Deep Talks with Yeye, the Mystic Diva. So when I was 5, no, I'm just kidding. So Carla, share like a deep thing that happened with you spiritually. Like maybe it was a story, because you've seen some shit. Like you've seen some shit.
Like how deep?
Like, TikTok friendly deep.
TikTok friendly deep.
Yeah. Like did something move? Or did you have like a dream that
I
came
try
true?
to make things move.
For real?
Yeah, I do. I try to make things move all the time.
Do you use a pendulum?
Now I use my mind. Like Matilda.
Like Matilda. See, that's superpowers that I do not have, y'all. And there you have it. Carla, the shake and make.
Yeah.
For the skeptics in the house, the non-believers, we've got a little episode for you.
yeah, today we're going to talk about skeptics, basically. For people that don't really believe in this sort of thing, or people that are new to it and sort of don't know, well, when I'm researching it, can I believe? Like, who's lying to me? How do I tell? This is basically your first step guide into sort of getting into all of that. And if you're really not into this sort of thing and you just happen to be here, just stick with us. Just stick around and we'll kind of introduce some stuff. Maybe that seems a little bit more palatable.
Yeah. And like we say, stay curious. Because we do have a good time and we're kind of fun.
Yeah, we're kind of funny. So
We're kind of fun, so it's all good. So
we're so funny, you'll go buy a candle after.
I love it. Honor. So for the skeptics, guys, what is woo-woo anyway? Like, and why do we do it? And oftentimes this stuff does get deep, as we talked about earlier. But like, for example, I'm going to skip to like Witch Talk, TikTok, like all the things. How do you know who's truly authentic?
Yeah.
And how do you not? Like, when you first started watching TikTok, like,
Yeah.
what was your red flags?
I think sort of for me it was a lot of when I would watch people. So I'm good at getting like a gut vibe usually. So like I had like a very small amount of creators that I pretty much like stuck with. But for me, a lot of it too is when you're learning this kind of stuff in a more modern era, you're not necessarily like. But a lot of people are like, okay, I'm starting this. I don't have family that are going to teach me how to do this stuff. I don't have access to like ancient texts or old scriptures. Like I literally just have my phone. And I think that that's, very modern age, but good and bad because it's easy to look so much stuff up, but it's also hard to like discern when people are lying to your face in a video. And so for me, a lot of it is, if somebody is telling you something and you think that that's interesting, go check multiple sources. Go onto your phone, onto your computer, research it, look into a book. Like, if you have access and are able to get a bunch of books on the topics you're interested in, I would absolutely recommend reading something physical as more research and more understanding. And that's just such a big part of it too, is you don't know any of this stuff. You don't have people teaching it to you. You don't have someone telling you necessarily like, oh, this is how you do it. This is right. This is wrong. Because I didn't have anybody to talk to when I started.
Unless you have a mentor.
Unless you have a mentor, in which case you should talk to them. But I started and I had no clue. And, I'm seeing stuff like, you can't buy your own tarot deck. You have to get it gifted to you or else it's messed up. But it's like, whatever. But, it's just a lot of cross-checking your sources and figuring out stuff on your own that, just because somebody in a TikTok says blue is the color of the sky doesn't mean that you should go into your practice and be like, well, that's the only explanation because so-and-so on TikTok said that blue is the color of the sky.
I have something else.
Yeah.
So one of my Babas, this Baba is a word for priest. It's like he used to say, if it's not logical, it's not so.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's a really good. That kept me out of some trouble, and sometimes not.
Yeah.
I did listen. But I think that's a great rule of thumb. And of course, listen to your body. Listen to your gut, like you do.
Yeah, and that's where I think a lot of the TikTok witch talk trends and stuff coming because, you know, in one sense, it's great that a lot of this stuff can trend every so often. And I mean, I found it because it was trending, because everyone was locked in their houses, you know, and I'm forever thankful for that. I mean, I knew stuff already, but I really was able to like get into it because I was seeing it a lot. And, you know, you kind of just have to take and give like what you can, take grains of salt and all that from what you're seeing online, because, you know, one video you'll see might be someone that's like, here, I'm sharing my genuine practice. I've written a book. Here's what I have. Like, those are the kind of people I follow more of. And then on the other side, you're seeing people that, you know, maybe are like, well, this is my practice and I do this, this, and this. And like, it can be like controversial. People do their own thing, or like,
Yeah, like we said last time, it's really personal.
yeah,
You gotta find it.
you know, and
Yeah.
and it's hard to, in a time of, you know, you can put everything online, but it doesn't mean that you should put everything online. And
Word.
there are plenty of creators that are coming on and saying like, oh, you can do A, B, and C. Like, I don't care if it's offensive. I can do it anyways because it's my practice. And it's like, you know, you kind of have to gauge for yourself. Like,
Discernment.
if you're seeing a bunch of people, like I talked about last time in the first episode, if you're on the internet seeing a lot of indigenous people saying, please don't use white sage if you are not indigenous, don't do it. We're asking you politely and unpolitely to not do it. And then you're like, I'm going to go buy some anyways. Like, you got to use your own discernment of like what you're seeing on the internet. That's like, because yeah, there's people on TikTok that are like, well, I'm going to do it anyways. Like, who cares? And it's like, you know, you got to have your own morals.
But
your
it's
own
if
compass.
also I want to say that sometimes when we come into this, we don't know anything.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe some of this information is positive.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it, like you said, do your research.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you don't know anything when you start, and it's sort of like once you do know better, you just keep learning.
Yeah, you know better, you do better.
Because,
For
you know,
sure.
I'm like, I've had my family was like, oh, we want to like help with your thing, and like, here's a little like crystal kit, you know, like a easy,
Yes.
simple crystal kit, and it came with a bunch of sage and a bunch of stuff that I was then like, oh, I don't want to use this.
Right.
And
For
it's like,
you.
for me, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to use this. Okay, that's it. You know, you have to like
I mean,
continue. It's very, I love them so much.
Yeah.
But it's just like that sort of thing where it's like you are continuously researching and learning, which
Yeah.
I think is such an like important part of all of this too, is that you have to be so invested in growing and learning all of the time,
I love that you said that.
especially online.
Because a lot of times we think if we get the crystals or the herbs or the, because we've talked a lot about the external, like
Yeah.
the ritual and stuff, right?
Mhm.
I'll be honest, y'all, in my mentoring and also my own lived experience, it starts here. The magic is you. The magic starts here. Just like the Dolly Parton song.
Yeah.
So if we can't, you know, that's like the spiritual hygiene, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, if we don't do the work on ourselves, we might not be able to manifest a will or have faith or trust people or trust
Right.
yourselves and all the things. But I did want to say something about getting into your DMs, right? So this is as somebody, because we do TikTok,
Yeah.
you know, every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do TikTok. And often one of the things that we joke about is that, you know, both of us, Em and I, like, we don't gatekeep. Like, we're just,
Right.
there's some things you gotta learn as you go, right? And you look for people that may have a lineage and all the things, right? But no, so like, we share some tips of it.
Yeah.
We share some tips.
Yeah.
One of the tips is, if somebody's getting into your DMs and they use words like, my beloved, or, dear,
Yeah.
there's your son.
You know, so
Oh.
your DM's like, I had the urge. I saw your page, and I know
Yeah.
you need a reading from me.
I got a message. And then sometimes it's pretty darn accurate when she'll call you in.
Yeah.
Spooky. That's when you get, you know, either revisit supporters, check with the book. And like my Baba said, you know, if it's not logical, it's not so.
Yeah.
But it can be tricky, some of this stuff.
It can. Yeah.
Because there's like a million readers. Let's keep it real. Like there's a million readers on like TikTok and stuff. It's like a thing now.
Yeah, well, and people are good at making side accounts too. Like,
Yes.
you follow a big creator, and suddenly, like, an account that looks just like it but isn't the right one is DMing you, like, oh, pay me for a reading because you follow this person, and that's me.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, no, it's not. It's a scam.
Yeah. So always check.
Yeah.
And watch
Part of
our
one.
stuff because we're safe. No, we're just kidding. Entertainment stuff.
Yeah.
But
If you get a DM from us, you didn't. So
yeah, that's
delete
not
it.
us. That is not us. But we do have folks on. We have great conversations like this, which
Yeah.
led us to this.
Yeah.
While we're doing what we're doing. But like, how do you know? Like, is it spiritual or is it a scam? So, if somebody's saying like, this might be put on you, and you have to pay me $4 billion, revisit that.
Yeah.
Revisit that, because I think there's a lot of scare tactics, right?
Yeah.
And the spiritual path. So, just always listen to your gut, check in with somebody. And if somebody is getting into your DMs, that's, DM stalking. And it's not like maybe somebody does want to reach out and connect, because we have people DM us a lot.
Yeah.
But just use your discernment, guys. I think that's really
You can usually tell the difference. It's very much, if someone's messaging you like a normal person, sure, but if someone is messaging you, telling you that you need their service, then it's usually like, that's not how you do that.
I get people telling me that they have a message for me.
Yeah, and it's usually not.
And I just say, no, thank you. I've been practicing for 3 years. But
I just don't answer.
yeah, that too. But I'll let them know, please don't do this, because they come on or they, Anyhow, it's just a safe practice to listen to your gut. And a lot of people may resonate with us for different reasons, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people watch your content because they like to know a lot of your stuff's great. Yeah, because it's what to do and simple things that you can do.
Yeah.
Right. So watch your creator and content for different reasons, whatever matches with your life. Listen to your gut, essentially.
Yeah, I think TikTok is really good for really base stuff. I think a lot of stuff you can get on TikTok or on the internet is good for here's a type of spell you can do. Here's a ritual you can do for the moon. Very not beginner stuff necessarily, but very accessible types of videos, which is what I like to do too. That's here's accessible content. It's something you can learn. It's something you can do. There's options that it's not that hard to do if you want to get into it.
Kitchen
Stuff like that, yeah. And then, if you want to do, I want to do a full moon ritual with the circle and blood and all kinds of nonsense, get a book.
Yeah.
I wouldn't look on TikTok for videos of that necessarily.
We don't necessarily recommend that piece, but
that was an example.
That's cool.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
But just very intense stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch somebody do a TikTok video and be like, yeah, I can do that, and then invite who knows what in your house.
Yeah, that's another topic. So yeah, but we'll talk about that another day. But yeah, we want to just ease on down the road.
Yeah.
And watch the skeptics, because and not the skeptics rather, the folks that are trying to say something.
Yeah.
Which brings me to a topic that we did not write in our template.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
So why would you pay an intuitive or something?
That's a good question.
Yeah. So for you, what would that look like?
Yeah, I think too, for me, when it was okay, I'm starting to do this, I'm I can do it for myself. But in a sense, especially when we met, it was to have somebody, I think everyone just likes to get other people's opinions and
Confirmation.
insight. Yeah, and confirmation that,
Yeah.
For me, I was it's nice to have someone that's sitting here being I've done this for 30 years. Tell me some of the same stuff that I'm finding for myself as sort of, validation.
Patterns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to your own self, but
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's it. If you're into this kind of thing, it's nice to have
Yeah.
other people confirm stuff that you know too, so that you don't feel insane. Especially when you're learning. But
and
I know-
also what not to do, right?
yeah, very much. What not
And
to do.
sometimes we don't shoot the messenger. I've had people say things to me where I don't necessarily resonate with them personally, but maybe the message was don't take it so personal.
Yeah.
Just a shout out for the Four Agreements. Excellent book. Excellent book.
What is it?
The Four Agreements.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's beautiful. And I don't offhand know the Four Agreements, the specific
Yeah.
four, but it's the first one is don't take anything personally. There's one that's always tell the truth.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole little thing, and it was written by a shaman.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
beautiful book. Anyway, shout out to that. But yeah, if we listen to our own discernment and our own integrity, but sometimes we don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
It's it's for me, so much is then of this is unlearning and finding out what works for me by finding out what doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? Some things that even not so much the woo-woo, but in life, right? This might not work for this person, but this might work for me. or vice versa, you know.
Yeah, you got to get real comfortable with everything being trial and error.
Yeah,
In life, but
uncomfortable.
especially like in this kind of space too, where it might be kind of like spooky at first to be like, well, I don't know if is this gonna work for me or not go well.
Right.
And you just kind of have to, trust yourself and figure it out. And sometimes it's not gonna work, and that's
Right.
okay. You just do something else.
Yeah.
'Cause
And-
there's so many options.
Like getting back to like why you would pay me, why you would pay somebody even. I mean, and oftentimes you don't have to, right? I mean, like I've told people in the restaurant a message because it was on me so hardcore to like tell this person their grant is as high, right?
You're just a really
So-
good person.
Oh,
So that's a different thing.
yeah. So and it can't and it, I usually try to like see if that's okay for the person.
Yeah.
You never want to like be invasive. But y'all, I'm just keeping it real. There's an investment in this. Like you were telling me, you spend a lot of money on your candles.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like learning and unlearning and self-worth classes, either sometimes and college.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of pieces to this that is an investment.
Yeah, and two, if you don't do this stuff yourself and you're interested in getting it, I think booking with somebody that does know it is just very like if you can allow yourself to be open to all of it, having somebody kind of like lay it out for you can be so interesting and impactful, and you can learn so much really just about yourself. Like if you're okay with learning about yourself, it's a great thing to do and to pay for. I mean, I know people don't want to pay for stuff, but like we pay for the arts. We need to pay for the arts so that people keep doing it, and people like Yeye, this is her job. Like this is what she does, is do this for people. So yeah, in a sense, you're paying for a service, right? That's just kind of logistically how it works.
Yeah.
But it's
So that some of us go all in and
Yeah.
called to do this work. Like, ministers really, it's like that's how it used to roll. I mean, getting back again to the old tip, right? Back in the day, the chopper water guy and the bringer water lady, and then there was the shaman.
yeah,
And we all traded services in community, which is why we're doing this again, because we
Yeah.
want community and folks ask questions. But, there was somebody that provided that service.
yeah,
And then again, some Western pieces, we've lost some of those roles. So I think a reason that I stepped into this doing this full time is that, well, one, it called me. And two, it was so hard to have like 3 jobs and do this.
yeah,
Because it did, talk, it like started as a hobby. But, in the end, folks that have dedicated a lot of their time, life, energy, right? No? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah. But I think it's important also what you said to get confirmation from folks. Like always listen to your gut. Because here's my thing, and I'm not going to sell a lot of services this way, but we're all psychic.
yeah,
We're all intuitive. We all have that gift, in my opinion.
yeah,
And even if you call it your higher self, like even if you don't necessarily connect with any entity or anything, we all have a gut that we feel, and it's important. And sometimes having a conversation with somebody, or getting a reading, or getting a tap in, like confirms, like, yeah, I'm on the right path, or not on the right
yeah. And even if everybody is, a lot of people don't want to do that. They're like,
path. Right.
they're not into it. And so it's easier to have somebody that does it for a living sit down and be like, look, like, here you go. And you can take what you want from it, get rid of what you don't want, like,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do with it. But, I think it's just so interesting. And, there's so many different people and so many different ways to do readings and stuff. Like we talked about
Yeah.
tarot, and you have a puele,
Yeah.
and you can get pendulums, and we both talked about knowing people that do it through like art. You can do
Yes.
drawings to sort of figure stuff
Automatic
out.
writing to art. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She's going to be a guest, but
That's really cool.
she's amazing.
But there's so many options.
So many different systems. But I love that what you said about like take what you want and leave the rest.
Yeah,
Yeah, take what you want. Take as much as you want from the show and
Yeah.
leave the rest.
just because you get a tarot reading that says you're gonna break up with somebody in December, it doesn't mean you have, like,
Can I talk about that?
yeah,
The twin frames. The twin frames.
Side
This is a
subject.
personal, yeah. Side subject. Y'all, I'm holding some soulmate energy and some, because when they get readings,
yeah,
love, money, and sometimes health, but
And jobs.
primarily it's like, and what?
jobs.
Yeah, love and month, like the career stuff, which
Yeah.
I love that piece. I love the love piece. But some of this can almost look like health and safety, right? So if you're with somebody and they're like, you know, trash bombing you, or like they say gaslighting you, and then you go, but this is my soulmate. Well, that's like that. If it's not logical, it's not subconscious.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I know a lot of it's a deeper thing, but I know a lot of like, oh, it's my twin flame or whatever. A lot of the times those relationships can be like abusive,
Toxic.
like not good, and it's
Not
like,
always, but like
not
sometimes,
always.
you know. Yeah.
but you know, it's just very like, I don't know. Sometimes I think that you're very connected to people for a reason, but I don't think that reason is always that it needs to be romantic.
And forever.
Yeah, or forever.
Forever, all at the end of time. That's another topic too about certain people doing that.
Yeah.
Because
And
every
everything-
people in our lives for a reason and a season.
Yeah,
Whatever that looks like.
I mean, and everything can change. And like, even a side note of like, when you worship different like gods and deities, like if you're really open and polytheistic, like they can come and go too.
Yeah.
You know, just because you're like, this is my, you know, I worship this person and I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. And it could be 2 years from now and you're like, I don't feel that connection as much. Like they've taught me what they needed to and they've left so somebody else can come in or nobody else can come in.
I love that you said that. For me, that like resonates with the ancestor piece because sometimes Uncle Bob comes through for me and he wants a beer and he's
Yeah.
going to talk about having a sense of humor because I need a sense of humor in my life at that time. Then Uncle, you know, her Aunt Betty comes in
Yeah.
and she's kind of spicy and she's telling me to be assertive and set boundaries, you know.
Yeah.
But that's my biggest. So it's like that for me. But like I feel like anything. Sometimes the wind blows. Sometimes it's like it's a storm. You just get the sign. That's it. And that really didn't make a lot of sense. The wind and the storm.
It makes sense
It did.
to me.
Okay. Good.
Maybe
That's all that
that's
matters.
why I'm here. So.
Yeah.
Well, and another piece too, going back to buying things and internet stuff is it's also very trendy, for lack of a better word, for people buying spells and rituals from Etsy witches that we were talking about too.
Etsy.
It's a big thing of, you know, well, and a lot of people, which it's good and bad. A lot of people are like, well, I'm interested in this, but like, I'm not gonna do it. But I can go on Etsy and pay somebody $20 to like
Yeah.
do this candle for me that's gonna make my ex fall in love with me again, and like that kind of stuff is like very all over the place.
I have had to fire people for requesting stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. Don't think, you know, I'm not for everybody. I'm
Yeah.
somebody. And yes, if a service feels like it might be other pieces or it's outside of my scope
Or bad for you.
or bad for me and potentially the other parties involved, like that's my piece. We call that any thought you work with, it makes me good character. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's
That's an interesting one to talk about. Like
Yeah.
fiery clients.
yeah, it's a real thing for me. No, generally what I do is I recommend them for resources or another reader because not everybody's going to hear it
Right.
from me a certain way. They might hear it from me a certain way. Like, I don't mention names, but we just had something on our TikTok where it's like,
Yeah.
that wasn't necessarily my lane. And you're really getting into that. So I was like, your lane. So I was like, roll with it. There's enough for everybody.
Yeah, I know. I got to sell a service. I was like,
Yeah.
but it was, you know, it was really awesome. Yeah, it's you definitely can't ask every person for everything, but I know especially for you, like you've met so many people that are asking like all kinds of stuff, and a lot of people ask stuff that it's like, and I was talking about this on live too, where I was like, sometimes if you're asking a question, you got to be able to know that if you're asking a question, it means that the answer is already no. Like if you're sitting here and you're like, I have
That's
to ask.
hardcore, Anne. Really?
Like
Yeah.
if you're sitting there and you're like, I have to ask every tarot reader
Oh, every
on
2
TikTok
seconds.
if
Yeah,
my ex
yeah.
still loves me.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Here's your sign.
You know,
Yeah.
like at some point you gotta know.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with still getting clarification, but you know, I think also you don't want to get into a habit of being like, you can ask the same things over and over and expect to get a result that you want. But often you won't. And you know,
Yeah.
I learned that with tarot
Nice
a lot of
words.
times. Is like, and something I saw online a lot too is like tarot is mean sometimes, or most times, especially
That's the shadow piece show. It is true.
especially when you're drawing
Yeah.
for yourself. You're like, I just want to know, like, am I gonna have a good week tomorrow? And then you would draw a card, and it's like, the rest of your life, you need to be a better person. And you're like, cool, okay, sorry.
That's such a good point though, because like you really have to have
Yeah.
the ego in check to read yourself. a lot of times, y'all, that's why I get readings and I get my support, because I want what I want.
Yeah. It's hard.
Like going back to love, it's like that. Like sometimes the hard ones, let's keep that real with the hard ones, right?
Yeah.
So it's really good to kind of get confirmation. But
A lot of the lives on TikTok where it's all, relationships, love, romance. And you'll go on lives where it's like, you pay however much and it's someone just throwing a yes or no coin, doing it like the phone readings are a little more intense, but our people will have
Yeah.
like the little things that flick side to side and do whatever.
That's
And
dowsing. You know that came from dowsing?
I don't know what that is.
Did you know? I'll tell you in a second. But
Okay.
yeah, I want you to like talk because that's true.
Yeah. And not to discredit the people that do that. Like, I'm sure
Yes.
they do their own thing. You got to make your money. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, sometimes you have to know the difference between people that are doing that because they know how to do it and like people that are like, well, if I just set up my camera and say yes or no, people will send me $10.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like sometimes you can tell based on like, they'll talk about it a little bit while they do it. But like, there are lives where it's literally like silent and people are just like in the comments, like, does he love me? Yes or no? And they'll go, yes. And they won't even like say names. Like, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
at that point,
You'll know.
you're probably getting a little bit scammed.
That's so true. So
Mhm.
dowsing, do you want to know what it is?
Yeah. What is that?
So this goes back to like appellation or like that kind of like they take out wood. Have you seen those movies?
Mm-hmm.
And they take like the wood that goes like this and then it points like a wishbone.
Yeah.
And some people do readings with the wishbone too.
Yeah.
So you douse to find the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that whole thing came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
cool.
dowsing. And just a little shout out to the Farmer's Almanac off point. Because you know that people now it's like really into like get the Witch's Almanac, which is a beautiful
Yeah,
book.
it is.
The calendar's amazing, by the way.
It is. They've got
But-
planners and everything. now.
Yeah. The Farmer's Almanac is what started that.
Mhm.
Country.
Yeah. Way back when.
Yeah. Shout out to Dolly. So yeah, the Farmer's Almanac like started all that. It has like the moon phases. And so my brother is a professional trout fisher. Like he's like
okay.
a professional
That's
boat
cool.
fisherman. Takes people. We're so country, y'all. So he gets out there and he does this. And I told his wife one day, I was like, you need to look at the Farmer's Almanac. It even tells you when to fish, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm.
Because it talks about the moon phases.
Yeah.
And how the moon cools the water out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's related. Side point. Just want to say that.
Yeah. It's,
Farmer's Almanac.
and that's an example too of like a really like palatable version of astrology almost.
It's so,
You know,
it's all
Like, because
together.
some people are going to get weird when you're like, well, this is what the planets mean for your personality. But if you're like, oh, well, the moon dictates when the tide goes in and out, here's when you should go fish. People that are
Yeah.
used to that are like, oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like, I get it. I'm good with that.
I love that because, yeah, like I always use the analogy like you just did. Like if the moon's going to be full and pull up the ocean like 10 feet.
Yeah.
I'm 97 something percent water. That's probably going to affect me a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Plus, like all the facts show, like
Yeah.
people get busy, hospitals get busy, like people get busy. Not just that aspect of it, but like it's pretty interesting how everything kind of ties in.
Yeah.
The circle of life.
And what have you learned, especially now that we're doing this, what have you learned about sort of bringing all of that to an online space? Because it's not like you were always doing this kind of thing.
No.
Like social media and websites and stuff is like
No.
pretty new.
No. And can I tell myself? So I was on a psychic service like for a minute. First of all, this was that back in the phone days,
Yeah.
right? Probably when it
psychic.
was still attached to the wall. But the psychic service, like first of all, don't do this at home, man. Like you have to like wait all day for a call to come in. So you're like this, like,
Yeah.
should I download? Should I download?
I saw an ad about that actually. That's interrupting you, but
Yes.
there's an ad on TikTok going around right now of like $1 a minute psychic
yes.
that people are calling into. It's like still a thing.
Okay, I won't say what I was just gonna say because there's no judging. I mean, people,
Yeah.
you know, I did it. People do it. It's just like to do that as a service for me.
That's
The
a lot.
online space is like so much better, and not too because let's just keep it real. Like there's haters out there, right?
Yeah.
Like we get a little restrictionola on our TikTok sometimes because not everybody's a fit for everybody. But there's haters in all walks of life. But I'm just saying, like, it's a thing. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like cyberbullying, not to go there, but
Yeah.
like, people sometimes resonate with certain people. People have opinions, which is why we keep it neutral.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's a very like social media thing too of like
Yeah.
based on the country you live in, which I know some settings are different, other places, like whatever.
Right.
But you can post something on TikTok or Instagram or wherever, and you put the word witch, you put the word spirituality, and they're flagging your content and saying like, no,
Yeah.
we don't want you to post that. We don't want you talking about it. We don't want people to see this.
Right.
And even if it does go up, a lot of times, like I know when witch talk has been really big, it was just so many restrictions of like even when I post videos, usually I have to wait like 10 minutes for it to actually be like able to be seen by the public, just because it says like what it is. And they're like, yeah, okay, and like we're really not going to push it onto the algorithm because we don't want people seeing that.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like I made tea with these 3 herbs, they're like, yeah, but we don't like it.
Yeah.
And
that's a whole historical context for another day. But yes, it's so true.
It's very like finicky and picky.
With lots of topics on TikTok.
Yeah.
But live and let live, y'all. Live and let live.
Yeah, it's so different navigating this sort of thing like online versus like, especially I think when people think of it, it's like you're with your coven, you're with your people, and it's like, oh, I sit in a circle and like read this book with like my people that know what I'm talking about and have this like whole community thing, and going from that, which maybe like you were more used to for a time, to like someone like me who's like the community I have is either online or it's like myself, or I was lucky enough to like meet people like you in Savannah. We're like, because before that I was like, it's just me, like my friends don't do this, my family doesn't do it, like I'm just freeballing on the internet.
Wow. Yeah, because like I remember celebrating LJ like in the woods.
Yeah, like I've never got
like
to do
I've
something
had
like
that experience, like with the tents and all, y'all. We even jumped over the little flame. So when Belgium comes,
That's so
I can't wait
fun.
to tell that story.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, because organic is good. Like it's just, I don't know, I'm partial to it, but we adapt.
Yeah,
because I think the information is really important. And getting back to Uranus, did you know that that's like technology boosting?
I think I did know that actually.
Yeah, like the aspect of like the Uranus thing, like that's like and also Pluto and Aquarius, like we're quantumly being into this piece.
Yeah,
there's no getting out of it.
You gotta do something with Uranus and get better at technology then.
Yeah, you do. Don't work with the Fae and the trickster medicine.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's the last episode.
Yeah.
If you were interested in that one.
Yeah, the trickster energy. But I think as far as skeptics go, I think it's good to have a little bit of an inner skeptic so that we can have discernment.
Of course.
But also try new things.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's been a really big thing for me. Is just like, if I'm afraid of it, is it like my anxiety or excitement? Which one is it?
Right.
And once again, your body knows the score. Put in a shadow for the book too.
Yeah, and I know that you two have wanted to talk a lot about like how this reflects on like an atheist standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to go into that?
Yeah. So that could be like, what was that movie with the guy that did? Oh my goodness, this is for another day, y'all. But there's a book, and I can't think of the book, that turned into a movie about quantum physics, and he mathematically proved that there's a higher power.
I don't remember.
Yeah, excellent, and y'all probably know, but there's this really great movie out. So the story, and I'll mention him. Thank you, Stephen Hawkins. Thank you for downloading with me. A Brief History in Time. So that's about quantum physics, and he physically, like, he was atheist. Is my point. He started out atheist, very scientific, very A personality, very math equals this, and then he had something happen in his life, which so often happened for me that way, where it's like maybe there's something different about this. Right?
Do you know how old it is?
It's old.
I don't know.
So do you have it?
No.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Highly recommend. The movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's named something else, but we'll mention it, and maybe we can put it on the link below or something.
Yeah, maybe.
So, A Brief History in Time, or it's something, but Stephen Hawkins. His work is so amazing, and even for someone like me that has severe dyslexia, like just the fact of like that we can put everything together. So, back to someone who may be agnostic or atheist, right? Say that they don't want to believe, or they choose not to believe in what serves them, like for a higher power. Maybe they look at it like a higher mind. Maybe they look at it for quantum physics. That's okay too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course it's okay, because there's all different kinds of people in the world.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that there's a way to get into this sort of thing if you're really like there is no higher power, there's no higher being, like anything, like everything is cut and dry on Earth. I think you can still get into like this sort of realm if you're
into the
just
woo-woo.
really not a believer of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do because I've had conversations with people about it.
Mhm.
And I turn them around and they believe. No, I'm just kidding. But
And they went and bought a candle.
yeah, they went and got a candle and had a bell. No, they practiced in their way, which was beautiful. I even know some Wiccans that are atheists.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's all elements in nature and you can't get away with nature.
that's true.
But maybe they don't even look at that like that. Maybe, I mean, I've had conversations with people who are like, when I pass, that's what it is. That's where it's at. And that's keeping it real for them, you know? So I've been in groups and like wellness settings
Mhm.
for myself where someone might not have that lens and they still, it's like values, right? Maybe their values might look different, but that doesn't mean it's not okay.
Right. Have you ever had anybody ask you like what happens when you die, or like in a reading, like what happens when they die?
All the time. All the time. Yeah.
Like I want to know that from
Yeah.
somebody else.
Oh yeah, and I'm not God. Entertainment purposes only. And do not, in my opinion, have the integrity to speak to something like that. But I have, yeah, I have seen it all, especially in New Orleans. Like we have seen it all,
Yeah.
and that's okay. Like testing a reader, this whole topic.
Testing a reading?
Yeah, like people on Bourbon Street. I used to work on Bourbon,
Mhm.
and people come in on their hurricane or their, what's the other one called? Hurricane, or what's the other drink called? Anyway, we'll just go with
Oh,
hurricane.
like an alcoholic drink?
Yeah, grenade or something.
Probably.
And it's like, so anyway, you're on bourbon,
yeah.
you're sipping it up. You might, be a little physically on the verge of wellness. So what do you decide to do? You decide to
your
go
cards,
reading. Right. So they come in and it's like, and this happens a lot of events too. Folks just want to test it.
Yeah.
Like, is this real? Is this real?
Like, well, what's the meaning of life?
Yeah.
Draw that from your deck.
Yeah,
Like,
or
I
how'd
don't-
you know that? That's the thing is they might be in a certain space, and that's an okay question too. Like, how'd you know that? And the answer is, I really don't know, and I wish I did, but I don't, and I don't want to know how I know that.
Yeah.
But I get that a lot. Like, how'd you know that? Then it becomes real, and then they can lose them. Saying get a little sick in the corner because it's like real there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, you
So
can
don't
be
test your
super,
readers.
yeah. You're super skeptic and you come in and suddenly someone's like, your grandma wore red scarves, didn't she? And you're like, how that, like, ew, like, I
Yeah.
don't want to,
yeah,
And it's just like, I mean, when some people do ask you, like, how do you figure that stuff out? Like, is there an answer you usually give?
yeah. I'm just honest and say, if I knew, I would already be crossed over.
That's a good answer.
And I'm just a messenger. That's my general.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just a messenger, and it's not necessarily me reading, which can make that kind of creepy if you're like not of those traditions.
Yeah.
But you get what you pay. No. But like it can be fun, and I think
Yeah.
it's great to come in with curiosity. But don't test your reader.
Yeah. Like, you're already here. You don't need to test
Yeah.
it. You're just wasting your own time
Yeah.
and money.
Yeah. Well, if my thing is test away and ask questions, always ask questions. But if you're like super loosey goosey, like intoxicated, that can look
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
And there's a good scam too. If you're getting stuff done and you ask a question and they can't answer any of your questions, maybe,
Yeah.
think about who you're
Yeah.
giving your money to,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially with like basic stuff where if they're like, well, this card means this. And you're like, well, how do you know that if they can't like explain the card, at least in their own words type of things? Then, like,
Yeah. If
maybe
it doesn't
it's a
resonate,
little,
yeah. If it doesn't resonate,
yeah.
and they're skipping, like,
No, why just know that?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
yeah.
If you
Yeah.
say so, but
Yeah.
maybe
And the
not.
mind reader thing, I've had,
Yeah.
because I get a little crazy on Facebook dating. Let's just keep that real. I like to swipe left, like to swipe left, and I've like done like for folks that are like not like skeptics, right?
Yeah.
And then they've asked me to do their chart, or I want to look at the chart so I know what I'm getting into. And I'll take a peek at the chart and I'll say some stuff, and they're like, one, how'd you know that? And two, in New Orleans or in the South, they say, are you going to do roots on me? Do you know what
Yeah.
that means?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, are you going to do some woo woo on me? So
Mhm.
I say yes, and then they leave, But yeah, it's really interesting. Like,
And you need someone that stays when you say
yeah, and hence I'm single. So 1-800, no.
Yeah, drop in the comments if you're on Facebook dating.
Right.
We'll answer your question.
Yeah.
It's so funny though, but it's fun. It's kind of like almost like a hobby. Or people go, "What can you tell me? What can you tell me? What do you see for me?" And I just keep it real. I just say, "I'm not on the clock right now," because I'm not trying to do all that when I'm on Facebook.
Yeah, and
I'm not
it's
trying to do all that on Facebook.
and it's like it can get really heavy, and it gets very tiring
Yeah,
to do this kind of stuff too. I mean,
thank
I
you for
think
seeing that.
and
Yeah,
in any
it's true.
religion, I'm sure, like even like a pastor or like
Yeah.
whoever's doing a sermon or something,
Yes.
you're up there for a couple hours, and you're like, okay, I'm tired now. Like
Yeah.
the word of whoever came through me, I said my piece. I need a nap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not any different when you have people that
Yeah.
practice spirituality in a little bit more woo-woo of a sense. Like it's still tiring. You're still
Yeah.
connecting and getting your downloads, whatever you want to call it. And you're like, okay, well, that was a lot of like mental work for me. Like, I'm tired. I need to like stop. I need to, take a shower. I need to go to bed.
In my opinion, for me, it's a big responsibility.
Yes.
Yes, I don't, and here I go crying again. I don't take people's journeys like
Yeah.
you see me tearing up again.
Yeah.
What is it with the tears? Yeah, it's like this isn't a light thing because it encompasses so much. It's like this big wheel, and there's just like a chart, little parts of the wheel, and we're many things. We have our mental health, we have our spiritual health, we have our physical health, and especially my priestess work. This
Yeah.
is like where it really gets down to like, this is the nitty gritty. Are we going to do the work? Are we not going to do the work? Because sometimes if we're off balance physically, that could affect the and so on and so on.
Yeah.
The cause and effect, the butterfly effect, and promoting a movie too. No, I never saw the movie. Did you see the movie?
No, I was supposed to at some point. And I did do it.
Maybe we should like give it that for each other for homework. Because we give each other homework, y'all. We really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot. And especially, when they talk about doing spell work and doing other kinds of stuff. And, and that's something you don't learn online a lot too, is like,
Right.
you can do all these things, but like you have to guard yourself and you need to know like what it's going to take out of you.
Yeah.
Like, and sort of like we said too, people are equipped for different things. Like, someone can do one ritual and then another person would be like, if I did that ritual, it would knock me out. Like I would be out for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Versus someone that's like, I can do 4 of these a day. Like it just matches me so well.
Yes.
You have to know what you're putting out and taking back. And especially when you're buying stuff from people on the internet, kind of try to be aware of that too. Or like what people are posting. Like a lot of people are going to post the stuff that they're most comfortable doing.
Yeah.
And so keep in mind that it's like, just because that's what they post and you like what they post and you like them, doesn't mean that it's going to work for you.
Take what you want and leave the rest, y'all. It's so important.
Yeah.
That's why I love what we do, and because like this, that,
Yeah.
we're so open and we try to like help people.
Yeah.
And-
It's hard.
Yeah.
As much as it's easy and fun and do whatever, it's hard to, especially when you're just trying to figure out like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just talk about tips. So when those little lines come up, like I talked about earlier, like
Yeah.
you're just like, and then I don't even know if it's appropriate, so we're gonna cut it out if this
Yeah.
isn't appropriate. But a couple times you'll see, do you get a message from, or what do you see from my job, or is this da. Is Bob my baby daddy, right? I mean, just a little, no judging,
Yeah.
no judging. Hey, no judging. But that might not be something you want a million people to know. Like,
Yeah. And some of it, and guarding yourself too. Like some of it's very like, maybe go and ask somebody on their TikTok live a very personal question about a personal trauma.
yeah.
Because you don't know who's out there reading your stuff. You don't know
Yeah.
who's spiritually in tune and being like, and I mean, in a weird way, there are people that feed off of that sort of stuff. Like
yeah.
other
Drama.
people's drama, like makes
Yeah.
me feel more in tune with my stuff, and it's weird. And not me personally, but
Which is
people do
why we
that.
do our shadow work. So we're not like, for example, like empowering women. I'm all about empowering women and everybody, really.
Mhm.
But since, that's the lane I'm walking in, I like to empower women, right? And the jealousy thing, even in business, that's a horror topic too. Like
Yeah.
in spiritual business, we think there's not enough for everybody in all businesses, and there's
Yeah,
enough for
and
everybody.
in
So
corporate
there's enough
America.
leaders to go around, y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corporate America, especially.
Yeah, that's a huge thing in corporate America too,
Yeah.
of like older women like taking it out on like younger women who are like new to workplaces, and
That's a real
it's just-
thing.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
One of my best friends is she's a chemical engineer, and she's like, it's just like the worst feeling when you go into a boardroom and there are other women there and you expect to have community, and instead they're like, there's not enough seats at the table for more than one of us.
And they're micromanaged.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
you want community, and people just get so like worked up about
Yeah.
certain stuff. And think there's not enough to go around, and like, well, I want to be special, and you know, I do this, and like, you know, and you can learn something.
The conch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can learn stuff from someone online and then do it, and that same person can comment on your video and be like, well, you stole that from me. Like, I can do that.
good lord,
It's like,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And people get territorial, and you can tell to look out
Yeah.
too for like, I know I talked before about like people being really close to deities and like god spousals and stuff, and like there are people that get a little weird with it, of like, you know, I've seen videos of people being like, well, I'm married to so and so, like this god or goddess, which
Yeah.
means like everyone that like works for them and works with them, I don't like them. Because why are you trying to take their time away from me when I'm the one that like matters? You know, and it's
a little
like,
bit of ego up in the
it's
house.
just like weird,
Yes.
and it's like
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
how it works. I mean, you wouldn't think that way of someone that's like
Yeah.
in like Christianity or Judaism or Islam. Like, you're not being like, well, I have a closer connection with the God, so all of you don't get to do that.
I think that does happen a little bit.
And like it's like you shouldn't, because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the not logical, not so thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hello, hello. Just kidding. This is Yeye, the Mystic Diva. This is Olivia.
Hello.
Beautiful, beautiful soul. So, Olivia, I did a reading for you a couple years ago.
Yes.
How was that for you?
I think it was my first like legit reading that I ever had.
Dude, that's like big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it resonate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, camera, no camera, did some stuff come to pass from the reading?
I think so, yeah. And you just like knew a lot of things about that were going on in my life at the time.
Yeah. It was deep because I think I cried. Did I cry? Did I lose a lash?
I don't remember.
There was something really emotional
Yeah.
about it, like for me. Yeah. So did we do ancestral work?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Is it your grandpa?
We did talk about my grandpa.
Yeah. And was he in the military?
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah. See, I'm going to cry. Okay. I love you. Thank you.
I love you.
We're all here for a reason.
Yeah. The internet's a crazy place, especially with spirituality and religion. And
It can be. But then, like you get a lot of information from it that's important
Yeah.
to you, you know?
I love a good infographic.
Yeah.
I think if anyone's gonna post stuff, post an infographic, because that's what I want to see. I want to see the one color background that says offerings for this person, and it's a bullet point list that
And we
says
have that.
rose, cinnamon, this crystal.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
And you're like, got it. Plain
Yeah.
information.
yeah.
Got it straight from Google.
Yeah.
Like, go for it. That's what you should be looking for on the internet. Start with those,
yeah.
and then go
Google's
into
hard
other
because
stuff.
Google can mess you up, yo. Just saying.
Yeah, I would go past the AI version of Google and actually like
Oh, that's right. That's another topic.
go to your
another time.
sources.
I am just recently AI reborn, and this one is not.
I'm very
So,
anti-AI, so talk about that another time.
Yeah, another time.
But
But this is a good place to stop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
so we'll do our little snip and then our outro.
So you already know, but you memorize like the outro.
Just a couple sentences.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us on your mystical morning. Keep your intuition sparkly, and feel free to follow us at the Mystic Diva on pretty much every platform. You can also find us at themysticdiva.com, and you can send DMs or questions for bookings, mentor classes, events, and anything else that you guys have in mind for Yeye.
Thanks, y'all, for joining us. And just remember that we do sponsoring. So if you guys want to shout out on the Mystic Diva, just give us a holler, y'all. And thanks for joining us. And it's been a new Friday morning.
Bye.
Bye.